Hello, this is a video for replacing the battery for the Clarisonic Plus. It's a good product when it's new, but when the battery dies, which could be within a year, 2 years, or probably even a couple of weeks, depending on what batch has been supplied. So basically the unit is completely sealed. It can't be opened because it's waterproof. So the only way to open it is, as it can be done by using a sharp tool and taking across over and over and over. So I'm using a tiny screwdriver which is really sharp, as you can see here. What we're going to do then is keep channeling it through several times over and over again until eventually you'll see. We can use a Dremel as well, which I haven't done at the moment because I'm trying to just use the manual way and see if we can actually open it. The Dremel will be really sharp and it will cut through entirely and nice and easily. In fact, what's more important to remember, we have to close this back once the battery is replaced. It's the battery that we need to change. What Clarisonic should have done is put a gasket around the unit, put 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and also had a cut here to replace the battery if required, and put a screw there to tighten it with a gasket around as well. But obviously they wanted to save money and wanted the units to be, to be disposed of rather than, So what we have to do now is, as you can see, I have made a lot of mess by cutting this out, and hopefully by repetitive motions across in the same way, so this will come apart, and then I'll show you. And then all we have to do is replace the battery and join everything back together again, which I would use the glue gun and also Araldite. So both of those would then seal it together, and hopefully you have to put various clips on it so it can be sealed back to as it was. Or if I could screw it back in, I'll probably try to find a way to screw this on rather than gluing it on, just in case we need to open it again. So it's a pain in the back to actually keep opening it, if this is the way to open this unit, because the unit is pretty expensive. So it's not something that you can just throw away. You want actually obviously want to find out what went wrong with it, because this particular unit I have here is brand new. It's just how it wasn't used for a year. Thought let's use it today, and guess what? It didn't work. So what we're going to do is replace the battery and put it back again. I must say it's not something that everybody would do. It is a bit of a challenge, and just mind your fingers, because no matter what tool you use, it's going to be a sharp tool and needs a lot of pressure as well. So make sure you're just very accurate when you're chiseling it through, channeling it through, because what we're trying to do is break through here, because this unit is literally sealed. This plastic is just completely sealed, and as you can see when you open it here, you can tell by looking at it that there's a battery in there, which I'm trying to get to, but I don't want to at the same time pull the unit apart. And what's going to happen if you try to pull it, that the plastic would bend and it will it will mold into that shape, and it won't close again. So the whole idea is not to just open the unit, you want to replace the battery, close the unit back again, and so it looks, quite close to as it was before. I wouldn't use a screwdriver and try, wedging it open, because if you do that, then you're just going to create marks everywhere, and there's no way that it will give a neat finish. So the best way is to use a really sharp knife, like the Stanley knife, or a sharp screwdriver like I am, and just keep channeling it through over and over and over and over again. The only points, like it's been mentioned before in different videos, the point where it's actually sealed is there's 2 points here, 2 points here, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4 clips which are also connected and sealing it. So once the channel is open across the entire unit, you will need to pull it open and it will actually crack open those clips that are actually sealed at the time. But hopefully once the battery is replaced, everything should come back to normal. So I'll continue the video once I've channeled it through, but this is what I will be doing, is pretty much running it through over and over again. Alright, see you later. Hi, so I have now gone through the channel and opened it all through. Also used a Swiss Army knife that has the sharp blade, I'll show you, which is this one here. So basically I went through, after channeling it through, certain portions were still sealed, so been through that, but still it was still stuck. So just using the normal household gadgets, used a butter knife, just a normal knife. Once the channel was in, wedged the knife through, not too deep, but just to slightly wedge it out, turn it, and eventually it will come off. And as you can see, there's 4 points here and a bit of glue here and a bit of glue there, but that glue comes off easily. So those 4 points that actually hold it together. Now I don't understand why they would not use screws instead of glue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to file all of this, also use a sandpaper, and just make sure it's all nice and even, and then hopefully we'll use some glue and stick it back on again once the battery has been replaced, and hopefully that would be it. So yeah, I hope this has helped anybody who wants to replace the battery rather than just selling the whole unit off. But yeah, there is a bit of a DIY involved in this. It's not as straightforward as you like it to be, but once it works, then as you can see, it's stuck again, so it just takes a while to come off. It's I have to say, it's made very well. It's very well made in terms of the design and everything, so it's very well. But once the battery is replaced, hopefully it should burst into life. Thanks for watching. So now just to sum up the video of the Clarisonic, what we've done now is taken a pack of Duracells, normal rechargeables, nothing special, joined them together, soldered the bottom 2 parts together, negative and positive, and just taken the positive here, the negative here, which you would actually see if we show you the battery just come out. It's obviously got a plus sign here, which is a positive, and just take those and tape them together to make sure they're stuck together, solder them together using a soldering iron, of course, which is here. So that's easily done. And once that's all done, hopefully you press the button and it just bursts into life like that. So let's see if there we go. So yeah, it turns on and it's all working fine now. So the last part would be to just put the unit back together and seal it on, and hopefully it'll last for another couple of years. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but this should be pretty straightforward. It's not that difficult at all. The only most difficult part in replacing the battery is opening the damn unit, because the unit is completely sealed. I mean, I can see why they would seal it, but they ought to actually put a rubber seal around it, a rubber gasket around this unit, 2 screws here, 2 screws here, and even if the lid they can leave open. If you actually feel that you really don't want the unit to be open, then completely seal the unit with the gasket and put 2 screws up and down and 2 in the middle to make sure it's completely sealed and packed, and that's it. But unfortunately Clarisonic didn't find this important enough, and they actually completely sealed the unit for whatever reason. But if there is a will, there is a way, so here it is. So hopefully this would help other users as well. And this is a file, by the way, I'm using. So I filed all the way across, all the sharp edges are now smooth. So you can see it's all nice and easy to hold again as it was before. Because once we use a knife or any sharp objects to open it from the side with a screwdriver, these edges become really sharp on the side, so it won't feel the same as it was before you open it. So in order to bring back the same feel, you want to file all of this down completely so it's nice and smooth. So once both edges are smooth, just use some glue all the way around on there, and if you have a glue gun, you put some glue here, and with the glue gun, put some glue gun plastic dips everywhere as it was on the battery as well, so it just molds back into place, and hopefully it should come back to normal. And all the edges, all the adhesive that would come out, you can sand it down afterwards or just wipe it off when it's wet. But yeah, it'll be fine after it's all sealed back again. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this would save someone's Clarisonic being thrown away. Thanks. This is after it's all been joined together using a glue gun. As you can see, after the battery replacement, it's all been joined together. Smooth, still waterproof, and because whilst cutting it shaves off a lot of plastic, so can't really join these two together because the battery and the PCB inside and everything, it starts to squeeze in and it doesn't seem to fit. So after taking it all out, there is about a couple of mil, about a mil and a bit still there. So yeah, it worked perfect after that. It's the fully charged, as you can see. 2, 3, 4, all the batteries. So yeah, that's all fine, ready to go. It might not look as neat as it was before, obviously, because it's just been dissected and cut and then rejoined again using a glue gun. But just extended the life of the Clarisonic Plus, because otherwise the only place this would be going if you don't put new batteries is the bin, because obviously the warranty runs out and they don't want to know you if you don't have a receipt or anything. So, but yeah, beautiful device, but unfortunately bad design, that's all I can say. Little bit of if they would have put a little bit thought into it, put some screws instead of glue, you can still make it waterproof just putting screws in. It doesn't have to be completely sealed, but then again, I think it's sealing it off is a cheaper option, plus people buy more devices if it goes wrong rather than replacing batteries. But I hope Clarisonic would watch this video and think, alright, perhaps they do need to put a mark here and slip out battery and put back up. In fact, the next video probably I would do, I would actually cut it from here rather than in the entire device and see if we can make a socket to go up and down. Because it's actually quite hard to open the whole unit up, so it's better to just cut it from here using a Dremel at the bottom part, and just take that section off, but replace new batteries, put that section back on, and glue it from here. So you save yourself all of that, but then again it won't look as neat as it does right now, but you got the edges then all the way to the top. So just depends, I guess. Let's see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching it. Any questions, feel free to ask, but it should be that easy to do if you have got the right tools and everything. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye for now.